Use a jigsaw for woodworking. A jigsaw is one of the most useful tools in woodworking. It is used for cutting out different shapes and precise straight lines. You can also do circular shapes on pieces of wood if you have a circular saw attachment. The jigsaw is ideal for items such as chairs, tables, counters, shelves and other pieces of furniture wherein you work with thin pieces of wood. Using a jigsaw is not that hard once you know how to do. Follow these instructions to learn more about how to use a jigsaw for your woodworking projects. Place the markings on the wood. The first thing that you have to do is to mark the wood where you need to cut it. You can use a pencil for this. Remember that it is best to use thin types of wood when you are using a jigsaw. This will make sure that you have nice and clean cuts. After doing all the markings on the wood, do a final inspection and make sure that you have your markings aligned. Position the jigsaw. Next, you have to position the jigsaw the correct way. The blade of the jigsaw should be positioned parallel to the wood that you are going to cut. Attach the guard on the jigsaw before starting to cut. Turn on the jigsaw. Most people saw immediately after turning on the jigsaw. This should not be the case. You have to ensure that the blade is in full rotation before you start sawing to get clean cuts. Turn on the jigsaw and set it to the maximum speed. Remember that the blade should not be on the piece of wood. Start to cut the wood. Once the blade reaches its full rotation speed, drive down the blade to make your cut on the marking that you did earlier on the wood. Do not apply too much pressure on the jigsaw while cutting. Allow the blade to do the job by itself, but use your hands to guide it to the markings that you made on the wood. After doing your cuts, lift the jigsaw from the piece of wood and turn it off. Inspect your work afterwards. Safety precaution while working. Wear protective goggles and work gloves when working with a jigsaw. Some pieces of wood might fly around, especially when you are working on thin and small wood. The gloves will protect you from having wood splinters on your hands. The sound of the jigsaw might also be too loud. Wear earplugs, especially when using the jigsaw for long periods of time. These are the easy instructions you can follow when using a jigsaw. Remember that you must think of your safety when working with these types of tools. You should always keep your eye on your work and avoid having distractions while you are working. Make sure that the blade of the jigsaw is always sharp so that you can end up with clean cuts on your pieces of wood.